Good day, guys. Heart and soul with you, ladies and all. Yeah, I here with two of my favorites, Giselle and Lisa. Well, give a little thing about all yourself. Quick. We don't have no time to waste. Let me hear all you.
Bueno, me, London, just chilling, doing the blogging, regular work, dentistry. So that's me.
Nice. Jizzy?
If you know now, you know. If you think it, I will say it. I
Well,
will say it.
of course, your girl Jade here, right? So today, I have something that I really want to ask all you. And we want to talk about growing together as opposed to growing apart.
Mm. Um, let me just put this out there. Growing is a thing. There are some people who have scheduled growth, meaning I know I'm going to do this. I have this goal, whether it be in their finances, in their careers, etc. And there are people. I think it's an understated fact that there are a lot of people who do have a plan for their life.
Yeah.
They're just out there, they just living. Monday fall on a Wednesday, or Tuesday, or Friday, it's all good. There are other people who fall into what you call a growth mindset, and they like, you know what, I wasn't the brightest in school, but now I'm gonna make this change, or I'm gonna try something new. And they start leveling up, and it becomes addictive because they didn't have either the support system or the people when they were younger to say, yeah, you could do this, you could try something new, and they start growing.
Well, they call it new money.
Why is it always about money for you?
That's what they say, new money, because you're not accustomed to it.
Yeah. So she know when she said money, I get distracted, eh? But you can be in a relationship and one person makes a conscious decision, hey no, I'm gonna make these changes, I'm gonna improve our lives, I'm gonna do this, and the other person's not about our life. I've heard couples say it. One is uber ambitious, they're going up management levels, and the other one is like, I'm already a manager and I'm just good. I'm good where I'm at.
You just brought up an interesting thing there. You see that being overly ambitious. Like sometimes it might be okay. It's a good thing to have ambition. Nobody's not saying no.
Nobody say no.
But and obviously it's bad if you don't have. But that could really be a hamper in a relationship.
Because they need that balance,
Because
need that.
you will always be, doing something, and then the person can't get accustomed to, all right, this is what she is doing or he is doing at this point in time, because it's like, oh gosh.
It could affect your quality time. If somebody is overly ambitious.
Well, I was just going to say that, because they're so caught up trying to achieve something that is never reachable. Because you're always moving the goalpost, you're forgetting everybody else behind.
Because you're just on that path to success. So your thing is, okay, we could level up. We could do another level. We could go again. We could raise the bar. But in the meantime, I mean, the children growing, the man just there, or the woman just there, and you're just doing all the things. I have heard women complain about the men that work too much. There's no quality time. There's no date night. There's no whatever.
Yeah. But when you bring up things like that, sometimes I find like we as women, because I could only talk for myself here, like you're dating a man and you might know this from before. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you, okay, Lisa, Giselle, or you meet a man and every day you talk to him, he leaving the house 6 and coming back 9 o'clock in the night. From since all you meet. And then eventually it becomes a problem, because here what happens sometimes, right? Sometimes I think women think that the money compensates for the time.
Not for me, love.
No. Well, not me. I mean, yeah.
You know what? That's growing apart.
Changes the terms and conditions of the relationship. So there would be a situation where they change the terms and conditions and they don't notify the other party. This is generally where all of relationship complications come in, right? If you have a contract, if you're going to sign up for a cell phone or something, they have a contract, they have fixed terms and conditions, and it lasts a certain period of time. The goalpost is always changing in a relationship, because the other person is deciding they're going that way. They may or may not communicate that with you. they may say, you know what, again, this opportunity, I taken it, forget everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? And the other person may have not communicated in the earlies because they were impressing you.
Right.
That I am very happy with where I am. I am happy with whatever plan I am waiting to fall into place, however long it takes. So that is, for me, I think that's where the growing apart comes, because somebody has a set group of terms and conditions. Another person may say this taking too long, or I go this way, and yeah, that's where problems start.
That one there, Giselle, in my experience, I am a doer. So I don't just sit down and wait. But it seems like I've ended up in relationships where my partners sit and wait. So for me, it's very frustrating. So if I want to do something and I want to achieve something, I want to do it. I don't want to just sit down and wait for it to come to me. It ain't go and grow legs and come to me. But it's not really overachieving. It's more like, where is it? I'm an action person, I guess. So I've been told, or from what I've seen, I'm not that person to sit down. Well, what's for me is for me, and this kind of. I don't know if I explained it properly, but I've had
everything is go the way it's supposed to go. You ever meet a person like that, and that's how they
still have to do something to attract that or to bring that into you. You just sitting down there on a ledge ain't gonna bring everything to you.
But
so I can't. What is frustrating me is just somebody sitting down and just
I listening to the conversation and thing, and you're realizing that, sometimes I think we too, when we choosing partners, we really have to dig deep and find out sometimes, because I listen to you, you're always picking up like this. So now sometimes we have to check back and ask ourselves, why are we attracted to these type of people? Because if it is, you're saying, I don't mean to.
Oh, I know why. Yeah.
So because
why.
No, I know why.
At the end of the day, right? Even though we're talking about being ambitious and thing, right? It means suppose probably that they're probably really doing too much and they can't meet you.
So is it that at some point, right? Because I've asked this question of one of my friends too, like they would say, well, I tend to attract this kind of friend or this kind of, and I say, well, you have to ask yourself, why, like a moth to a flame, these people are attracted to you, right? And for some people, and I remember there are real people out there who your energy is a problem for. As a cousin of mine once told me, the mere fact that you are breathing is a problem for somebody.
Some people,
for somebody, right? And you also have to get to a point where you realize, okay, you can't want for people what they don't want for themselves.
Right.
Probably
those are lessons I had to learn.
And with the other person's growth is the fact that you want them to grow away, but they don't want to grow that way. And
so I had to learn that lesson.
Question. You have to learn, and then you have to question yourself: is this lack of growth something I could live with without it bothering my soul, without it being like, oh God, you ain't do nothing whole day, and I'll come from work. And then, some people, it gets under their skin.
Yeah.
I had a friend who broke up with her man because he repeats things. She just fine.
Oh, you know what? That really irritating though. But anyway, that's a separate topic. But
it wasn't Lisa. It wasn't
me. But Giselle, you said that, and you talk about growth within itself and growing apart. A lot of times we grow within ourselves and we don't even realize that we're growing. And then we reach a point and we're like, but how I reach here? I wasn't even here. Like, oh, okay, well, I don't want this anymore. Okay, so I need to have a conversation as to why I don't want this no more. So I think within those relationships, I obviously learned about myself. So I had to learn now to pace myself.
I think you go through highs and lows. You go through changes. As I said before, there was a time when, surprise to myself, I wanted to be married. Not the white dress. I know right in no white dress at this stage. But I wanted to be married. And then I went to, I don't want to be married. I don't, you go through different phases. You are changing of yourself. A normal accusation is, you trying to change me. When I meet you, you talk about the good times. Especially if only start off as I like to say, a Tuesday, Thursday flick. And then all of a sudden, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then you want to keep the Tuesday, Thursday schedule too. And next thing you know, you're in a relationship.
You're looking for Sunday too.
Yeah, and then Sunday you call me to ask for some callaloo. Problems. let me stick to the schedule, right? Let me stick to the schedule.
Yeah. But I think
You know,
that growing as well comes with maturity and age. I think when you're younger, it doesn't feel like,
um,
oh, you're growing apart and you're growing together and you're growing apart and you grow. I feel like as you get older, is this growth. Either
Lisa,
it's apart or you're really on the same journey.
Lisa girl, unfortunately, growth has nothing to do with age.
I find so.
I have
Hello.
I
learned
find so.
the hard way. The
We have
hard,
some
hard way.
real old toddlers out there, you know. Some
Yeah,
real old.
you telling me? Okay, there are men older than me. You
Mhm.
understand? Or women older than me who will do things like, okay, for me, what I was doing some even 5 years ago, I cannot do now. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I cannot go by a bar and sit down and drink whole night.
Holy.
But then
I
that's
can't.
because they get older, Jade. So as they
No,
get older, your
no,
growth
no,
is
no, no,
different.
no, girl. Them
What
older
is?
than me and still by the bar.
Oh, but
Last
that's
night I
men.
see, Liana, last night I see
Men don't ever grow up.
you
They
on
just
your
get
own with
older.
that.
They don't grow
You
up.
on your own with that,
You
eh?
looking for
That's
trouble.
right. I
You
You
on
said
your
it.
own.
looking for trouble.
You're on your own with that.
Officer, I don't know her. I don't.
Our court
You're on
closed.
your own with that. But maturity, I realize maturity has nothing to do with age.
Uh,
Really, really, really doesn't.
mm-mm,
Really, really,
mm-mm.
really.
No, it doesn't.
The experiences, different experiences from what I experienced to what all experienced.
I hear
But
you.
I think basically with this topic and most that we have discussed, we realize that I think communication plays really, really, really a big role in
In
relationship.
so many.
God,
Whether it is
yeah.
to say we done or we moving forward, you
And it's such
really
a
have,
broad
yeah.
a broad
And
spectrum.
and you know what too? Sometimes as women we might have a way where you might feel a certain way, but you don't want to say it because you don't want to piss off the man. But then that
Oh,
could that could hamper you from relationship actually growing. Sometimes you sit down and you're like, oh God, I want to say this, or I want to say that.
I piss you off through
The
the whole
argument.
relationship, so I don't have that problem. I piss off very well. Um,
so what we headed to now?
where we
For
talking?
that first, because this one. Okay, guys, let's. Well, Lisa, you always seem like you're ready to go,
She
girl.
always jigging in her
Let's
chair.
get the facts, darling.
Go, go, go.
So for me, I have a little message to the guys. As usual, please allow us to be feminine. We don't always want to be strong.
Oh gosh, good. You touch me in my soul.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
soul.
Please
I think
allow
we've
us to
done
be
it.
feminine. Allow us to cry. Give us the comfort. Allow us to,
Learn how to do it.
not be
Learn how to do
supportive
it.
of you all the time. You give it back to us. We don't always want to be strong, even though we are strong women. But we were, in a way, we had to be strong. But give us that feminine, that space to be feminine.
Good. I feel
Please,
like
I
I
beg
was
of
in
you.
church. I feel like I was in church. Yeah.
Yeah, boy. I don't even know what to say.
I have one for the fellas,
So they'll
Anna.
always have one.
We know you have about 10 for the fellas right now.
Because they need help. Right? They need help. Mindset, fellas. When you're choosing a partner,
Mm.
mindset is really important. Her mindset is going to raise your children. Her mindset is
Mm.
going to build your home. Her boobs will nurse your children, but it is not going to create a happy home. Right? So stop watching boobs, Anna. Rhymes with grass, and look at her mindset.
Yeah,
Mindset really important.
that's a
Jade.
good one, Giselle.
All right, fellas. Yeah, sometimes it does really be, it is really just what the sex, eh?
Yeah,
But, always remember, we are emotional by nature.
true.
Right?
Femininity.
And I just want to put this with regards to them could I nearly curse this? Those types of relationships where you're just like hanging on there. Eventually, the woman is probably going to get attached, and it depends on how you treat that woman. So,
Yeah.
a piece of advice: if you know it's just sex, do not call me every day. Do not message me. It's supposed to be literally we just messaging for that. If you are interested in
Yeah.
me, let me know on a different level. So I
Yes.
could know how to move. Don't send mixed signals. I am tired.
I love it. I love
All
it.
right, guys. So it was another episode of Heart and Soul. My beautiful
Yes.
ladies, Giselle
Love,
and
like,
Love.
course, your
share.
girl Jade. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. There's the show.